Good afternoon and welcome everyone to the Trading Talk Uncensored live Q&A session. My name is Danny and I will give you the webinar today. The first thing, so our agenda is to begin with the previous questions. That is this slide, and then we have the dynamic questions, which are questions that we can receive from the audience, which we will paste down here. And then the third slide is more informative. It's links, information, and webinar privileges. So that will be this. And this to help you find things a little easier on the website, although there are shortcuts that I'm going to show you. And lastly, analysis is usually something that we would like to do on the chart with live data. But if we don't have any questions regarding analysis, we might as well want to use this slide. Furthermore, I would like to mention also that the webinar is recorded and you can find it on our YouTube channel. And not only that, we have other very interesting and useful materials in our YouTube channel, which I highly recommend you guys to also check it out. All right. So, and also any capital markets and trading information disclosed in this webinar is provided for informative purposes only. It should not be constructed or applied as an investment advice, recommendation, or a suggestion. Before I go ahead with the question, I would like to say that the interface we will be using today is embedded in our website, and it's called the Web Trader. And it doesn't require you guys to install or download anything. Just by logging in with your email and password, you're supposed to be here. Okay, and if it may look like this, sometimes by default, this is what you get. So you can easily expand or minimize the chart by the two arrows at the upper right, just like I did. And you can further customize the chart to different layouts, maybe this way, or maybe that way, or this way. Okay, and now let's see the question that we received. So how long does it take to become a professional trader? Okay. Well, that is an excellent question, but that depends on the time that an individual is willing to give into that. So it's similar, I think, to how long does it take to become a professional, maybe a bodybuilder is an example, right? That depends how often he goes to the gym. That depends what kind of plan he's working with. That depends on the diet. Depends on many things. So I think to become a professional trader, to turn your profession to be a trader, you need to make a sufficient amount, right? You need a good plan. Of course, you need a strategy that is something that fits to the level that you're at right now and allows you still to improve. So a good strategy. The necessary time frames that you would like to trade, if it will be how long you will be trading for and how frequent the sessions will be. So how long the trading sessions are, and also how often we trade, right? So that depends on different things, but the idea is that once I'm able to make as much as I'm making from my job, so let's suppose I make maybe $5,000 or $6,000 or $7,000, and I'm able to do this as a professional trader. So of course I can be called as a professional trader, but I need to acquire those necessary skills until I get there, and it's very, very difficult to say how long does it take, because it can take, maybe it can take a year, maybe it can take 5 years, maybe it can take 3 months if I'm working on it every day and I have good results. So it's difficult to say, right? It's very, very dynamic, and I think, okay, it's very individual. All right, so what I'm gonna do to answer this question still with something in hand is to turn your profession to trading. You need to make a sufficient amount to cover, well, whatever you want to cover your lives and expenses and all of that, to cover your, let's say, to cover your lifestyle. Again, this is my personal interpretation. Some can tell me, Danny, it takes X amount of time. You know, I have a friend who did that. Yeah, but that it's very individual. Okay, so what can help speed up the process is a good plan, a good strategy, good risk money management, and of course, good analysis. Once you've got all those, and you've tried it for a while, and you see you're making, like I said, sufficient amount to cover your lifestyle, and it's a plan that it's executable, and it doesn't require you to be too fatigued during the week, and you can perform. So I think this is approximately where I would define myself as a professional trader. Okay. Of course, we can go to certain education and get even further higher education regarding trading. But like I said, this is my personal interpretation, and you can take it anywhere you want. The second question we have is, can AvaTrade help me improve my strategy? Well, it's very easy to do. Of course, what you need to do is to contact your account manager. Contact your account manager. Okay, I'm even gonna write it here. There's no just hoping to get this a little smaller. There we go. Contact your account manager, and usually what an account manager can do is to go through the strategy you have at the moment and to see your pros and your cons, and to just focus on the things that you can do better. This way you can improve. Okay, every account manager has his own way to do it, but I think the general idea is to, if you have an existing strategy, this question is to improve, not to create a strategy, right? I think they can also help you create a strategy from no strategy, but if you've got a strategy, I think to improve it, the most efficient way is to go through the performance and to see what worked better, and then to improve that. Okay, so contact your account manager to work on existing data, analyzing what worked better to upgrade and improve. Okay, there are many ways. I'm not going to mention how to improve the strategy here. There are many other ways which you can do it by yourself, but we only have so much time for the webinar, so I'd rather not do it now. Okay, but you can explore, like I said, other webinars such as Mr. Frey and Mr. Friedman, who are more speaking about analysis and how to strategize your trading. So I think this is another excellent way to improve and upgrade. So webinars, education, really anything can help you improve the strategy, but directly assistance you can receive from a senior account manager, and this is why I have wrote it down. Okay, the third question is, how can I add fundamental analysis to my strategy? So of course, using this interface, there are many ways to do it, as I showed many times in the past. In here on the left side panel, we have the the okay, we have at the bottom here the economy calendar, we have the market buzz, we have forex features idea. Let me just show you. So this is one way, right? This is something that I usually show in my other webinars. The market buzz is an excellent way to get some fundamental analysis regarding the things that you want. So for instance, if I am trading Tesla, is an example. So I can click on Tesla and I can see specific here filtered by most discussed topics. So we've got product release, revenue decrease, product demand increase, price target raised, and earning announcements. And if I would go to the chart, right, so I can click on, let's say, product release, and then to go through the articles here. Of course, we're not going to do that. But if I'll go through the articles here and I see, for as an example, that there are very good news, okay, for Tesla. The moment it seems bearish, so I guess they're not so much good news. But okay, so let's suppose it's the other way around. Why Tesla stock is down? I can go through that and understand a bit better what's happening in the market. And what I can simply do is I can go to here or to here, which is the same thing, to bring me that back to default. Maybe I'll also bring back to one chart to see it a bit clear. And I'm gonna just either type Tesla here, or I can choose it from the stocks categories in here under US. Okay, but it's easier to search, so this is why I've done it. Okay, let's again expand this way and write Tesla just like that. Okay, and we have it on, and then we can see, of course, the market is closed now, so there is no movement. But if I will open the chart, we can see that there is a gap here and Tesla is diving. Okay, it's diving. It went down 10% from before the gap. It was 330. So as you can see, right? So 10% roughly down. It went higher a little, okay, but still we're looking at a major drop. So the news that we saw there might hint why this happened. Okay, and then I can further do the analysis that I want. Maybe it's a good position for a buy even, okay, because maybe the news that I'm gonna read are something temporarily that Tesla can solve. And if they can solve it, maybe they can turn their stock around, right? So good news it makes sense that our stock will go higher. Bad news makes sense that our stock will go lower. It's not always like that immediately. So as traders, we should watch out for what we call ripples. Okay, ripples. So sometimes something fundamental can take place and the market will move the other way around. So we need to watch for that and wait until the trend is actual and not to get tangled. Okay, so this is an excellent way. The market buzz is an excellent way. Another way is, of course, the economic calendar. So if I'm a bit more knowledgeable about what's happening in the economy and I am aware of those events that we have here. So this is today, the 27th. And at the moment, let's deselect everything. Okay. And okay, we'll expand it a little bit so we will have something to see. Okay. Right. And it's not showing. Oh, sorry. The reason that it's not showing is because I searched for something and the keyword is still here, so it's not now it's great. Okay, so you saw that I reset everything in what the button that I had here. Let me select something just to show you. You see, for instance, if I have it like this, and then I want to see maybe a week forward. So you see there is a blue trail here from the 27th to the 6th. And if I want to reset everything, the countries and my selection and everything, I can just click here on reset, and I'm back to default. Okay, so if I'm more knowledgeable about what's happening in the market, I can even go to the economic calendar and see specifically what was the results of the things that I'm interested in. Okay, as you can see, the filters here are by the flags. If I'll click here on all countries, the filters here are by the flags of the countries. So if I want to see dollar news, I can click on the dollar here on the box. If I want to see on Aussie news, okay, as an example, and now it's only going to show me the US and the Aussie dollar events, right? One more thing to know, it's very important to notice that the news above this red line has an actual result. Okay, the webinar is the calendar is constructed with previous result, okay, in this column, forecast result in this column. Actual is only when the event already took place, and this is why the guys above the red line are with the actual, and the rest of them, they don't have it. Okay, one more thing, as you can see, the impact here is defined by importance. Okay, we have high, medium, and low, and this can be filtered as well easily by clicking on the required button. Okay, if I want to see only high or only medium, this as well can be reset with a click of a button in here. So let us do this. Okay, and we are back to default. So there are many ways in this interface. There are many ways to add fundamental analysis to the strategy. Okay, I don't really have anything specific to write, so because I showed it to you on the website, but in the WebTrader, we can use the market buzz or economic calendar, which are both under the discovery menu, okay, or the market buzz, which can be found under discovery menu. Okay, this is, as I showed you, very, very easy to find, and you can access it through the WebTrader. Maybe we'll make it smaller, just a bit more comfortable to look at it this way. Okay. And the last question we've got today is, how can I set realistic targets in my trading plan? Okay. Okay. Let's see. But let's first understand what is realistic targets. How do I call something if it's realistic target or not realistic target? Maybe I want to double my account in the next 5 minutes. Is this realistic? Let's see. So if I'll take NASDAQ as an example, okay, and I'm gonna quickly, we've got some nice analysis on it as well, and I will apply here maybe Bollinger and an ATR. Okay. And now we can see that the average movement for NASDAQ per day is $270. Now, if I want to make with, let's suppose that my target, okay, my balance is 10,000. Everybody can see that, right? Let's suppose that my daily target is 1,000. Yeah. Okay, with 10,000 at the moment, and only with Nasdaq. Okay. Now, for this, if I go with the ATR and I go this time with this deviation in the middle, let's suppose that it can get to 270. Just quickly confirm that. Yeah. Okay. So this is very, let me just also place it here real quick. Okay, yes, and in here, let's go the other way around. Doesn't let us. Oh, there we go. So now if I want to make 1,000 with the average that I have at the moment, we see that now we're making 270. So this needs to be multiplied by 4, right? And now we're seeing that we're using half of the available margin that we have, a little less than half, okay, maybe 40%. Now, if I'll write down that composition that we have here, just quickly here with Nasdaq, okay, and now we will also write our take profit. Okay, and our stop loss. And we will bound the entry with execute when price hits. All right, and that is not looking bad at all. Okay, I can even target it a little lower as a precautious. This way I get closer to the 1,000 that I wanted. Okay, now, if this goes well, as I plan, right, and we see that the middle of the Bollinger Band with no deviations gets us to the approximate amount with the ATR applied. So the current price is roughly bouncing around the 23,360. Now it's a little higher. So we can approximate that if it gets there, we can make 1,000 with 4 indices, right? Now, the problem with this is, first of all, we can see that yesterday this level couldn't be, Nasdaq couldn't reach above the previous resistance, which is in here. Let's, at the moment, I think the Bollinger is too colorful for our chart. So just going to quickly do that. And we can see that the previous resistance is around 21,415. Okay, and Nasdaq couldn't go higher than that yesterday. It couldn't go higher than that 2 days ago. And we can see that it actually plunged considerably down, creating a new level of support, right? We have lower levels. In here, and in here. Okay, but they are far away for me to acknowledge when I'm doing daily analysis. So if I'm looking at yesterday and the day before, I also have a reason to believe that it might not get there. So with this in mind and this composition, I'm using 40% of my capital on this position to make 1,000. Is this realistic? I don't know. Okay, for some people it might be. I'm not sure that using 40% of my margin for a single position, it might be the right thing. Okay, and as well, if we look at the stop loss, we can see that this is also 10% of our capital as potential loss. So to make 10% or to lose 10% a day, for me, my own personal analysis, it might be a little on the edge. Okay, I'd like to go with lower percentages. Of course, it doesn't mean that you guys cannot do that. Of course, this is you know, as they say, high risk, high gain, but also it might go the other way around. Okay, so how can I know if it's realistic or not? I unfortunately don't have a defined number to give you guys. And the reason is that this ratio of profit and loss is also depending on the personality of the trader, right? So just like your taste in food as an example, right? Some people, they like it spicy, they like it very, very spicy. Some people, they like it sweet. So some people the same way would like to go with 1 to 2%. Let's say the exposure can be divided to this way, right? And some people even go higher than that. Some people can go even higher than that. So how can I tell you what is the realistic percentage? It's not, there is no realistic. There is no specific number. Okay, but what you can do is you can think about the general percentage that you would like your strategy to have. As an example, let's say that in a month, let's suppose 5% or maybe even lower than that. Let's say, yeah, let's say 5% per month. Okay, is something that I am willing to expose my account. Okay, with 5%. So this way I can better design my position to match to that. If I'll take 5 positions, okay, maybe 1% each. Again, this is also dynamic. If 2 positions, maybe 2.5 each, right? By setting those numbers, I actually prepare myself to the strategy I'm about to go for. Okay, if I don't have any of those numbers, I'm just gonna click here buy or sell, and I don't even know how to target my take profit and stop loss. So of course, putting those numbers down can be helpful, but unfortunately, I don't have an exact number to give you guys that will be realistic or not realistic, because it depends on the amount that you wish to make, that depends on the percentages that you're willing to expose, and this is something that you need to decide by yourself. I would say that the area in here speaks to me more than that area. Okay, and I'll explain to you why. When I am exposed in this area, between 5 to 50 or 30%, it doesn't give me a lot of room to maneuver in case the market goes sideways. In this area, when I'm here, even if I take several positions, not 1 or 2, if I'll take 3 or 4 or 5, then I can still have the ability to maneuver and recover if I had a loss. Okay, this in a case that I work with take profit and stop loss. Without stop loss, if I'm not by the computer and I don't have stop loss on my position, I can lose more than the percentage I wrote here. Okay, and there are many webinars that you can watch and see how you can design the position using the web trader here to simulate your profit and loss. With MetaTrader 5 and MetaTrader 4, you can also do it manually, okay, by multiplying the units by the units by the movements equals sum. That means 4 indices, okay, times 270 equals, okay, so that's basically how it works. It's very, very simple. Again, if you're using the web trader, you don't even need to remember that because it's been done automatically. But if you're using MT4 or MT5, this thing is good to know. Okay, the amount that you have here, the lot size or the amount of units, okay, as you can see, times the movement gives you the sum, okay, profit or loss. So, in other words, to answer this question, realistic targets are by the trader's personal interpretation. Okay, and realistic, it also depends on what we said on the time frame, and then depends on the margin, and that also depends on the ultimately the amount that you want to get to, right? If I'm at the moment with 10,000 and my end goal is to bring this account to 100,000, so what I can do is I can break this 90,000 to a plan, right? And I can think how many positions and how frequent I need to trade to get this 90,000, right? 10,000 balance we said. If I need another 90,000 and I want to make it, let's suppose, in 3 years, right? So 3 years is 36 months, and I can say sorry, that I can divide what I have here by 36, and that means that I need to average, let's see, 2,500 a month. Okay. Okay, and if I break it down 2 weeks, so that comes down to 625 a week. Okay, again, with this account size, it might be ambitious, but it's irrelevant. I'm showing you a process. I'm not showing you exact figures. It's just for you to play with. Because 90,000 out of 10 is it's doable, but it's not, I wouldn't call it a casual return. Let's put it this way. Okay. So realistic targets are determined by the trader's personal interpretation, based on the balance, personal goals, final targets, yeah, and like I said, the overall amount and the occasional amount. I don't want to put it this way, but I guess this is the only way to say it, right? Okay, also the account manager can really help you on that side to pick a percentage of what you can make or lose, and you can see in here, like I said, to simulate, it's very, very easy. There are probably hundreds of webinars showing you how to do that. And now the next slide is, like I said, informative. So I'm going to share with you those links over the chat, which, okay, I hope that you can see that. I don't have any way to confirm that you can see that. So I hope you do. So this is the first link. I've sent it to get further education in our website. This is to log in and make a deposit. This is the FAQ and the Help Center for more official kind of supports if you've got questions about the accounts or anything more technical. And then we have the Academy here, which I'm also going to show you a neat shortcut to get to that from the web trader. Okay, if you are at the in here and you would like to go to the Academy, so as you can see the panels here to the left, you must go all the way, and above the chat there is this play button here, which if I'll click here on Academy, it gets me to the Academy. And above that, we have the tutorials. And the tutorials launches in our website. I don't even have to go anywhere. I can simply scroll down and just click on what I want. And again, click on play to play. Sometimes, there you go. You see, you can start getting further education just like that with a cup of tea to watch the video and learn even more. Okay, very, very easy to get to. And before we say goodbye, I would like to give you guys the special promotion code with a Q&A benefit. This is something you can give to your personal account manager to give you one-on-one premium market review. And beside the webinar that we did today, an actual one-on-one premium market with review with a senior account manager that you can ask all the questions and to see the answers on the chart and gain experience. I think that's the best thing that you can have. So use it and enjoy it. Unfortunately, we will run out of time for today. I hope that today was educational and you were able to learn at least one thing from this webinar. Until next week, I wish you all best of luck with trading. Have a wonderful day and see you again.